Hey guys, my name is Devin Adams. I'm a Fortinet instructor here in Tempe, Arizona for Dynamic Worldwide Training Consultants, and I record these videos for the people who take my class. So we've been doing several videos here in this playlist to kind of try to get caught up on my listed demos. So, anyways, in the last video, we did successfully attach all of our remote FortiGates to the security fabric, and essentially what that did for us was give us single pane visibility between all of our devices from this headquarters FortiGate. So, and this was required by essentially having, well, more than one FortiGate, but also our FortiManager acting as a FortiAnalyzer. All right, that's kind of where we left off. So we have that visibility. But now, I was thinking to myself, we have access to all these FortiGates. Do I really want to maintain admin credentials in multiple places? And I was thinking to myself, no, I do not. So we already did this previously, setting up an LDAP bind with our wildcard groups here on our headquarters FortiGate. All right, so that way we could use our, and that's what we did here in number 19, our admin credentials. But what about these FortiGates here? So yeah, this video should be, knock on wood, pretty straightforward. We're just going to do an LDAP bind, but through the VPN tunnels, all right? Because we have redundant VPN tunnels being controlled by the security SD-WAN, right? Security SD-WAN, just SD-WAN. And essentially, we just want to make sure that it can find itself back to this domain controller regardless of which tunnel it's going to use. And we're going to do that by setting up the LDAP bind on both sides and also setting the source IP address so it always looks like it's coming from an internal interface. That way it can just make a forwarding decision through the VPN tunnels and it doesn't try to use one of these WAN interfaces or the VPN tunnels interfaces to do the LDAP bind. So, want. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look on how it's configured already on our headquarters FortiGate. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my FortiGate here. All right. And let me see if my credentials work for my LDAP bind. And they did. So as you guys can tell, LDAP is working. I logged in with Devin, okay? And how we did that was, in our previous video, is we set up this LDAP server here, which was our domain controller, okay? So, and then from there, we set up a user group for FortiAdmins that was pointing to a security group on our domain controller, FortiAdmins. And then after that, we go over to our system, and then we go to administrators, and you can see we have a wildcard admin group right there, and that's what's allowing me to go ahead and make those wildcard admins. So our goal here is to get that to work on these other FortiGates here, because I don't want multiple credentials all over the place. So as you guys can see here, we're going to be using the IP address of 10.1.1.1.1 for our binds, and I'm going to show you really just the one thing that you need to make this work, and that's going to be the source IP address when you're doing the configuration. So let's go ahead and try that out on our New York City FortiGate. Now, I haven't used these in a while, so it might take it a second to wake everything up. These things have been off way too long. All right, let me hit pause. Alright guys, sorry about that. I just had to pause the video and boot these things up because I have not used it in such a long time. It was just kind of stagnant there. So here we go. I have no idea what's going on with the security fabric and why that's barking at me, but not important. That's not what I want to do right now. So, but I do want to go down to our, let's see here, our users and devices, and let's go ahead and set up that LDAP server, okay? So here we go. We're going to say create new. And here we're going to say 10.1.1.1. All right. Actually, that's the name, not the IP address. Here we'll just say HQ. I don't know, DC1 or something like that. All right. And then the distinguished name, remember here, guys, you don't have to put in the distinguished name yet. Just go to your regular. And you should set up the FortiGate with its own LDAP bind, and I hope I did that. So let's go to FortiGate. Let's put in our super secret password. All right, we'll hit test. can't contact LDAP server. Now, what is going on here? I was actually expecting this, okay? Now, it can't find this IP address because most likely it is using the WAN interface as its outgoing connection. So what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to hit save. All right, empty values not allowed, sure. You know what, I'm just going to say something like, I don't know, DC, come on, DC equals temp or something stupid. So, I don't know. Okay, anyways, I had to get something in there. So there we go. So we have it now, but now we can actually set the source IP address so it can find the LDAP. So let's go ahead and open up our command line. Hopefully I can just do it from here. And I'm going to do a config user LDAP. All right. Then I'm going to do an edit and just hit tab, and there it is. That's the one that we're using. All right. And now I'm going to set the source IP address, okay, to 10.2.1.254. So it looks like it's coming from our internal interface, so it knows to go through the VPN tunnel. And now it should work just fine. So let's go ahead and now that that's been committed, I did commit that, right, by hitting end. Okay, just double checking. All right, let's go in here. Look at that. It went from what you call it. It went from can't contact it to invalid credentials. So let's take this out because that's not our distinguished name. All right. And let's go ahead and try our password again. I can't remember what it is. I might have to reset it. So test. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. Not a big deal. What am I using for my LDAP bind for mine over here? Now that I think about it, what am I using? LDAP servers. All right. HQ FortiGate. Wow, that's okay. That's the username I need. All right, not a big deal. Okay. HQ FortiGate. All right, now that we have it successful, then we can come up here to browse, and then we can pick the top of our tree. And now we have an LDAP bind that's going through the VPN tunnels. All right, so just like before, we're just going to follow this and go to our user groups now and create that FortiAdmins group. All right, so FortiAdmins, and we're going to add our LDAP bind, and then we should have a FortiAdmins group on our domain controller. And if you guys are interested on how we did that, there's a video on it a couple of videos ago in the playlist. There we guys go. And now we have to make the admin accounts. So we'll go to network. No, we won't. We'll go to system. We'll go to admins. Okay. And then from here, we'll go ahead and good old Joe. We'll go, I don't even know why there's a Joe there. All right, here we go. Administrators. And we'll just call these guys FortiAdmins. And we're going to match everyone on a remote server group. Okay. So there we go. And we'll make them super users, FortiAdmins, and we now have an LDAP bind. Okay, so if we go ahead and we log out, I can use my Devon credentials that I used earlier in the video to log in, if I remember what they are. That way we don't have to maintain credentials in more than one place. All right. One thing that I did just notice right now that I never noticed before, can we do this through the security fabric? I almost got a feeling that we can. Did you guys notice that too? Let's try it, all right? So let's go to our DC1, okay? And let's go down to our LDAP servers. Oh, unbelievable. Seriously, we can do that through the security fabric? Okay, it looks like we're configuring Texas through the security fabric. I did not know you could do that. So let's try it out. We'll create new. We'll call this HQ DC1. Oops, 1.1.1. Now remember, guys, this should not work, right? empty values. I know. DC equals, I don't know, 3. Doesn't matter. Because why? We need to be able to set that source IP address so it can access it through the VPN tunnel. All right. You know what, though? I wonder if it does it automatically for us. I didn't even think about that, guys. I don't know how that works with the security fabric. Let's just roll with it. All right. Like, seriously, I have no clue. So, because that's something that I have never noticed before. So here we go. We'll do HQ FortiGate just like before. And our password. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think it would do it. So we're gonna have to go on it. This one I'm gonna pretend like I'm telnetting or something into it. Sure. All right. Here we go. Get system stat. I better be licensed. No, I still have a warning status. That's kind of weird. All right. Doesn't matter. Let's do a config user LDAP. All right. We'll edit. So it did make it. It just didn't set the source IP address. So here we go. Set source IP to 10.3.1.254. All right, that's all it should need. And we'll continue doing it through the security fabric. All right, here we go. So we'll say regular, and we'll say, what you call it? HQ admin. Nope, it was HQ FortiGate. FortiGate. And then my super secret password. Yay! All right, don't forget to come up here, do the LDAP bind. There we go. All right, hit OK. And we're not quite done yet. I still think that's cool, and I'm pretty sure there's some way to do it through the CLI. I would just have to figure it out, right, guys? So, anyways, but I'm pretty sure we could now go to our user groups, though. Seriously, we can do LDAP binds through the security fabric, but not our groups. All right. Wah, wah, wah. Not a big deal. Looks like we are going to Texas. Okay, I got excited for nothing. Here we go. All right. So let's go down to our users. And let's go to our user groups. And let's just wrap it up. Here we go. We'll just say 40 admins. Okay. And members, not members, remote groups. We're going to point to that LDAP bind that we did through the VPN tunnel. And then we should have our 40 admins right here. And we created that on the domain controller. All right. And then to tie it all together, we go to system, we go to admins, we make a wildcard group. We'll just call this 40 admins to stay consistent. Match all users. We'll make them super users. Why not? Probably do separation of duties in real life. That's fine. All right. So there we go. So now what's nice about this is if I'm administrating this, I can just use my own credentials instead of relying on maintaining several accounts on several different FortiGates. So, and then if one of the tunnels go down, because we did do the source IP address within the VPN, in other words, it doesn't matter which connection it takes, all right? It should be able to find its way back to the domain controller, all right? Whenever it picks whatever tunnel it wants to. And we can actually just test that out right away. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill this. Let's see here. Which one do we want to kill? The main connection on our Texas office. All right. And then I'll log out. And it doesn't cache it, so it should make a query right away. Oh, look at that. It didn't work. Huh. Interesting. Is it just going to take a second to converge? Password. Let's see here. P at SSW0RD. Okay, yeah. I just wasn't patient enough for the tunnel to come back up. So as you guys can see here, even though the main connection has failed, it's still converged. So, and I was still able to log in using my LDAP credentials. So, um, even though that felt pretty miserably beforehand. Sorry about that, guys. But as you can see here, we have it on all four of them. I just wasn't patient enough, and I locked out my IP address from here. So, all right, guys, there's another crappy video for you. So, but hopefully, we can make some progress and keep going forward. And I still have some more videos to come. So, all right, until next.